Agenda item A3 is approval of a agreement with Penske. This is for a summer intern paid in the accounting department to cover office staff during summer vacations. Period would start June 11th, 2012 through August 24th, 2012. And you see before you.
Can I ask just, what was the reason for going through Penske if you hired a college kid?
You want to take that one?
Yeah. I chose that because they offered to do some testing, so I could not risk not getting someone capable of doing what needed to be done to get the books closed and get through the audit. As I told Wade, the testing, I took the test too, so that I would know, what kind of the quality of the test, I guess. And the people that took it, we got the one that scored the highest, or second highest. She didn't beat me. Lucky person.
You have the answer key.
She was wise and didn't. But that was the main reason, was that I knew what I was getting, and you can interview people, and I knew exactly the capabilities.
Okay, and my other question, how does this, the hourly rate, how does that compare with our other summer help, hourly rate wise?
It's no comparison because they're separate sets of skills, and this is a more highly skilled person than our normal summer intern.
Does Penske's rate also include the payroll taxes and those types of things? So
Right.
it's not exactly what they're getting paid as a result of this.
Right.
But the thing is, they're not on your payroll and you don't have the reporting requirements.
And I think they're also covered under Penske's workman's comp and
You don't have to pay all
state
the
disability.
expenses. Penske takes all that out.
A motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
One second. Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The person's on this board now, right?
Yes.
So could we know who it is?
Oh yes. Yeah. Her.
Certainly forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Her name's Jackie Davidson. She's right here. Lives right here in the Burn. And like I said, she graduated from SUNY Canton a few weeks ago with a 2-year degree, and is signed up for full load of courses this fall. Very capable. Has worked hard. Not only capable, but she has worked hard and does good work. And like I said, she's been trained to do the other positions in the department, and including filling in for Tisha and Patty, and she has done that. She is able to do payables and everything except payable.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, I did just one more
Yeah.
question. Is our summer help for all, most of the kids hired for summer help, are they all college kids?
Generally, yes.
Okay.
Generally, yes. On a few occasions in the past, they have not been, but.
Okay.
Yes.
No, it's always college kids.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with
We had
you.
one here a couple of years ago that was we hired him as a summer kid and then later found out that they were, I believe, a dropout, wasn't it?
They have to,
They
they
didn't
have to
return.
bring me,
They didn't return after before.
they have to bring me proof that they're going to college in the fall. Whether they go or not,
Yeah, I'm just curious if.
but those
Yeah.
are the rules. The rules
Okay.
are they have to be going back to college in
Yep.
the fall.
All right.
Fred, do you know if she has any interest in CPA eventually?
Yes, she does.
Because we were always
In fact,
looking
I-
for talent. It's
You're not
really-
stealing our girls.
I asked.
A couple of years down the road. Just a 4-year degree.
Hey Fred, smart. I love her. You make sure she gets trained properly. Then if you got an opening, you make sure she comes here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One of the questions I asked was the standard interview question of where do you plan on being 5 years from now, and she did say she had a CPA track.
The talent pool has really shrunk in the last 5 years or so. Or maybe it's longer than that, but the older I get, the less teach me. But it seems kids don't want to go to schools to take accounting courses. They want to have something to do with computers. They don't realize the two fit pretty well.
That's right.
I think a lot of it though, Don, is, and I think you agree with me, is the test at the end.
It's so hard. So
Yeah,
hard.
it is, that throws people off track, and the other thing that throws them off track is nobody likes the idea of working 65 or 70 hours a week during tax season.
Yeah, yeah. And that's true. Very stressful job.
Can we pass that?
Yes.
Okay, good, let's go
Yeah.
next one.
Okay, we're over on agenda item B1 on page 8, and John, would you walk us through that one, please?
Yeah, this is a lease renewal with Tomar Manufacturing for 7,746 square feet in our newest building, Building 14. Term of the agreement started April 15th. We had a bit of a lag there in getting the renewal. It ends in April 2014. It was a 2% increase each year. They pay one of the highest rates in the park, and we're happy to have them as a continuing customer of the authority.
Same building.
And corresponding maps on page 9, and if there are any questions, we'd be happy to answer.
It's actually double that space. The back is incorrect. At least the two long sections there, not just the one.
Yeah. How's it looking? Pretty good? Show me what they remodeled, we did.
Yep. Yep.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they've got a nice layout there. Now it's just a question. I mean, they're a defense contractor, and there's going to be cuts in defense spending, so it's going to be a challenge for them to, continue to find work, basically.
Okay.
So we're glad that they renewed. And they are working with another Quebec company that I had recommended to them. They're doing some work for them in there, and that company's going after a big transportation contract. I know it's a sub for Bombardier or Nova. I'm not sure, one of the two companies, and I've alerted them to that as well.
Well, glad they took the space. I have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Mona, second.
Second.
Second by Doug. Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good job with that, John.
And John, would you lead us through the agenda item B3 over on page 12, please, which is the approval of an industrial building lease with DeFalco.
DeFalco is one locally homegrown company that's doing very well. You can see by the cars in their parking lot over there. They've weathered the recession well. We've met with them numerous times to talk about expansion projects. Right now they needed some space to store product, and they've agreed for, I believe this is a 6-month lease through 30th, 2012 for $300 a month. And that's in the former Jack and Jill Daycare Center building.
How do they find the toilets in there? Pretty good?
They don't have to use them, so they're okay.
Little small.
Yep.
John, I noticed the utilities are different than the previous contract.
All they're going to be doing is storing product, so we weren't too concerned about.
Oh, no, they're not heating it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. And the majority of that building is leased up, so I think we're covered utilities fine.
Okay, that's fine. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Okay, Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Don. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Over on page 14, you have agenda item C1. This is a transfer and storage agreement at the airport, one with Mr. Frederick Proven and the other with Soaring Eagle Aviation at the rates, terms, and conditions you see before you.
In the report section, it's actually the last line. It's 2 agreements, not 3. And I need to note that with Soaring Eagle Aviation, we gave them 3 months of free storage as a way to entice them to take one of the hangars. So that's should be noted. Soaring Eagle Aviation is Jim Phillips Insurance. He had a plane down in Lewis County and wanted to move it back. And we were over what he was paying down there, and he had better services down there, and so we're lucky to convince him to come here. And we'll be losing a tenant at the end of this month, so we have 6 of the 10 that are leased right now.
Can I get a motion?
I'll move it.
Doug? Owen, second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Tom, do you want to walk us through D1 on page 16, please, for the railroad?
Sure.
Thank you.
This is an agreement with the New York and Ogdensburg Railway to handle bulk agricultural products. It's a 1-year agreement starting July 1, ending June 30th, 2013. The rates before you, and that's consistent with our other companies that handle grain products. We would do the unloading and the storage of the product using port personnel. And this is put in place. Most of the companies that we do business with, we have direct contracts. But on occasion, the NYOG will bring in cargo material involved. So we want to make sure this is in place.
John, who does the unloading for us now?
Our longshoremen do that.
The longshoreman.
Yep. We have our own conveyor that was recently purchased, and there's one guy, I'm not exactly sure how
Yeah,
the
basically,
operation
the
works.
operation that
Yep.
occurs, that's over on the wall over there, we own the conveyor. We have a snowplow truck that doubles as one of those trucks that will be here probably next month. It's in Harrisville right now, getting the snowplow put on.
So if he's working on the ships, who does it? Another longshoreman?
One of the other longshoremen, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got guys that are working the shifts right now, and then going over to the grain buildings, working the front end loaders. Yep.
Our longshoremen's work the ship.
The guy that drives that truck isn't.
No,
No.
no, the guy that's working on the truck is not the same guy that's on the
Right.
ship, but they're both members of the longshoreman team.
Explain to me, I mean, maybe you did before, there's our conveyor, and we paid for it. Okay, how are we making money with our conveyor now, and how you bid this?
You asked for an update on that. I wrote it down last time. I apologize, I forgot about it. We will get you that information.
Okay.
We know the tonnage that's gone through it. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of.
Yeah, I
sitting
want to
down and
know
bidding.
how it's really, I mean, we made a, venture here to invest in that, and I'd like to see, and there was your recommendation, it would pay for itself, and I'd like to know how we're doing it.
Check it out.
Well, how many tons in a rail car?
Basically,
80 to
100
100.
tons.
There's your answer. The numbers,
Yeah.
in 100 tons.
Okay.
And if we go into overtime, it bumps it up to $75 an hour.
No, but how the machine is paying for itself. It's scaled in there.
We'll look you up the full analysis and get it to you.
Okay, get it to whatever you Okay. Motion accept that? Steve, Don, or Steve first, and Don will second it. Further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Now, just since the resolution's passed, I just want to talk on that just a little bit, because when we bought this new conveyor, some of my thoughts during that period of time was upgrading where we're storing this particular grain. And I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but we talked about trying to eliminate the trucking part of it,
Yeah.
which we would back our cars in and somehow modify our building where we could put it right into the building with our conveyor, which would save us from handling it and breaking it down, and it makes us better, because if whoever using us says, "Whew, they're not going to handle that at all." They're not putting it out on the truck, they're putting it right in there, which makes it better for them, because the product don't get broke down more. It's just like anything else. And I talked to Wade about it a while ago. Hopefully, someday, somehow, we can get this, where we don't have to put it on that truck. But if we do, we do. But I'm just saying, somehow if we can convey it right into the building, then that's all you need is a loader to move it wherever you want to move it to.
That's where you come up with a silo system.
So anyways, I just wanted to, and we got the track updated now.
Yep, we've got the track raised.
And now it's just a matter of modifying something
Yep, make a modification to the building, we'd be able to do it. There is a
in
cost
several
associated
spots. I
with
was
it.
looking at it the other day when I was down there.
The natural fit is where the door locations
Yeah.
are in that building.
Yeah, and I hope that we'll be able to do that because it will save a lot of money for us. Eliminates the driver loading his truck, getting in the truck, dumping the load, coming back and getting this. You see all these moves? See all these moves? Product gets deteriorated that way. But what I'm saying is if we can eliminate that handling, when now this product goes out onto the ship and gets to wherever it's going, they'll say, "Geez, this is a good product." Well, this over here, I don't know why this is not as good as this. It's because this hasn't been handled as fewer times. That's all I'm saying. I
That
just
sounds
wanted
like an excellent thing that we'll update at the next facilities committee.
Well, I think one of the things that we
I
talked
have
about.
to justify being down to that port all the time. You know? I think I'm spying on them down there.
Yeah, somebody say you don't go like this. That's what who's that guy down there?
I was up in a crane.
Yeah, you open the crane over there. But one of the things, Wade, that we talked about is a silo system, you know, that makes it different how you make your product, exactly what you said, cleaner, pure, a better quality thing, and efficient how you store it and do whatever you want to be. Nothing wrong with the system we're doing, but sometimes we have to utilize our port a little different. I know you talked about some grants out there that you're looking at.
It's in our, it's recommended in our port master plan as well, that
Yeah.
we have one
I
of
know.
those.
Okay, we're on to the next one, E1, huh?
Okay, a couple of notes about E1 here. I'll turn this over to John, but one thing I did want to mention, the total of this agreement is for $13,500. And the other thing that's missing here, we need to make sure that we close the loop after this is approved. There is no notification of the railroad in here. We need to officially notify the railroad of this because otherwise we'll get in some hot water. So I just want to, that's a comment more for staff.
Slick has requested the authority 6 easements on the railroad property, right-of-ways for aerial fiber. We'll utilize existing National Grid utility poles. New locations are the Buck Road in the town of Madrid, County Route 27, town of Lisbon, the Austin Ridge Road in the town of Norwood, Prairie Road in the town of Lisbon, the Railroad Road in the town of Potsdam, and County Route 30 in the town of Lisbon.
I would change to one, there's no town in Norwood.
You do that one too, right?
Is it in the village? If Austin Ridge Road's town of Potsdam.
Okay. Town of Potsdam?
Yep.
Okay. The fee for the easement would be $2,250 per location for the 5-year term, July 1, 2012 through May 31, 2017, that should say. You have to provide proof of insurance. And in the resolution section, it should say May 31, 2017.
So the total amount of money that the port is going to receive, or the authority is going to receive is, again?
$13,500.
Thank you.
But
For
they'll
5
probably,
years.
they'll probably renew this when they, John, once they get it going.
So once it's there, it's there.
It's 'cause it's there forever, Fred, it's gonna be a renewal after 5 years too.
Yep.
So it's not like, it's not a one-shot deal.
The question they asked in the facility thing was, is that a standard figure? And the answer was yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's not high, it's not low, it's,
Because they're gonna rent space on those 9 more
I'm just happened to be privy to stopping for a cup of coffee, and the gas company was going across these people's property or expanding it. It was exactly the same amount.
there we go. Thanks, Steve. Okay, motion?
Can I ask one more question?
I'll come to that if you want to, yeah. go ahead.
Wade, you made a comment earlier about notifying the railroad so we're not in hot water. I know-
Basically, we have a requirement, it's in our rail contract, to notify the railroad of any type of these easements. I just happened to notice that that wasn't in there, so we should do that.
I was
Also,
thinking it's on existing poles, it's overhead.
It's never an issue, but we still need to go ahead and notify them. They're a little sensitive to this right now as well, because when we put in the crossing, we notified them, but it was at the same point, nothing was going on, and the contractor came in and tore out the track before the railroad was notified, so they're a little touchy on this particular issue.
They're not gonna remove any track, are they?
Not for this.
It's gonna be over.
It's gonna be overhead.
Overhead.
I was just
Are
giving
there-
Don the example of why the railroad's a little sensitive to this issue.
But whose
right now.
poles are they?
National Grid.
National Grid poles.
They're all National Grid poles.
Yes. It's basically, as you look at it, it's just one more line on the pole. That's all it is.
It was just a notification, not a permission.
Yeah.
It was just a notification.
That's correct.
Why would we be involved?
Well, it's gotta cross your property. It's going
That's
across your
why.
property.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it's your
Pretty good money
airspace.
for just letting a line over a railroad.
You're renting him your air.
Yeah, basically.
Freddie, it's a good deal.
You want it, you want us to check it?
What?
You want it, don't you?
No, I want the 13.5. We'll see him in 5 years.
Motion?
I'll move it second.
Don second. Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. We do have a meeting for, I haven't made agenda adjournment yet, but we have a border station meeting also. So, go over there. Anything else you have, Wade?
No.
No. Okay, any concluding comments, citizen board members, authority staff? Anybody else, comments? Okay, we'll adjourn this meeting. You have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Mona? Doug second? Okay. Doug second, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Actually, out of context, whatever, I mean, Fred just said, those circles on there,
Those are the locations.
but, I mean, there seems to be more circles than 6.
Short $2,500.
Well, they already have an existing agreement with us in this.
Oh, okay, that's what they're all gonna be together,
These are the same.
okay, all right, okay.
So there's only 6 or 7? The map shows 7
I
spots.
saw 8.
I think there's 8.
Eight.
We already done 2 or 3, and then the 6 more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I count 8 there, because over by Lisbon, it looks like there's 2 of them.
Well, I didn't know that was because it's not as dark. So you're telling me there's 8 and we're
If
only
they were
getting paid
done-
for 6?
If they were done in color, if copies were done in color, it shows, that's what the key shows, is which ones we already have and which ones they're proposing.
So it was a 6 or 7?
8.
6 new ones. 8 total.
Six new ones.
6
Six
new ones,
new
8
ones
total.
total.
We already had agreements in place for 2.
So,
18,000.
yeah. Are we short here?
No.
No, that's what I
Eight
did before.
circles.
We did the other 2 earlier, I think.
Yeah. We've already had that as a receipt.
I can show you the color map.
Yeah,
I'd
they're
say they'd
all-
already paid it, but.
You have it as
Can't
a
collect from
receivable?
them twice, Fred, no matter what.
How old is it?
I believe the new ones here,
Our new ones.
they're requesting our permission and these 2 over here, they've already got, you've already approved,
Well,
Well issued, I think.
they have some operation.
Well, I didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you're 8.
So that's why I asked the question of the
They
chairman.
have paid
Never
some.
I don't want to miss
I
5,000
think we
bucks.
had something else with them that they paid.
I think they
We have something
Thank you,
at the
Mr.
airport.
Chairman.
All in all,
Yes.
For 'em at the
they
airport.
just had such a big
Coming overhead.
success.
Here we go.
They did a good hand.
Okay,
They're still working for
it's June 14th,
Did we close the other meeting yet?
yes, we did. It's 6:10 PM. We're going to call the Ogdensburg Border Station Board meeting to order. We have approval of minutes from April 4th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second Mr. Laughlin. Including comments from citizens on the border station officers.
No additional business for the border station this time.
Next meeting date to be announced. Motion to adjourn.
July 12th, right?
Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, and second by Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any other further business?
Nope, that concludes the.
That's it, we're done, right?
Wait, are those the CDs for
It's first time to see
Yeah.
it. We haven't had an executive.